Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Wike, has issued a directive for the demolition of the Noah Lege community situated along the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja. Mukhtar Galadima, the Director of Developmental Control of the FCTA, reviewed this information during a community and citizen engagement session held on Tuesday in Abuja. Galadima explained that the demolition order was in response to a request from the Nigerian Air Force, which sought to utilize the land for the development of facilities for the presidential fleet. Mr. Galadima said about a month ago, the authority of the Nigerian Air Force wrote to the Honorable Minister on their needs and desire to remove this village, which because it is a part of presidential fleet plots. So the minister, in his wisdom, requested them to allow the FCT administration to handle it because it is the responsibility of FCT administration. The Nigerian Air Force approached the Department of Development Control on their desire. So as part of our responsibility, according to what he said, as part of our responsibility, we have to do what you call community and citizen engagement, which is why we are here today, discuss with the community and to tell them of our intention, because it will be unfair to just bring the machine here and start removing the houses. So we visited the chiefs at his palace to meet, and we told him our reason for coming to this place today. Speaking on the number of houses that will be demolished, Mr. Galadimo hinted that about 150 to 200 houses with additional commercial stories that are attached to these houses will be removed. On whether compensation will be paid to the affected natives, he said we will discuss with the Air Force, because obviously discussion behind the scene indicates that some forms of compensations were paid. Okay. Some sort of a compensation, as well as a Nigerian Air Force, and find out that compensation has been paid to who and when. And when we discussed with our colleague at the Department of Resettlement and Compensation whether at any point in time there was any compensation that ascertained their claims as regards to the number of structures and people that are going to be affected by this expansion to the project, there are certain things that we have to look into with consideration, like the security, because obviously this part of some of the settlements is where you have some of these people of the underworld trying to disguise and hide. And looking at this Air Force formation, which is the presidential fleet, is too close for this thing to cohabit. So we will see if there is that urgent desire to remove part of this community, and we will do it. So we have to do some community engagement. It is not the entire community, because we have gone around and we have seen the areas affected by the presidential fleet plot and the areas that are outside that plot, Mr. Galadima said. So everything this guy is doing, Wike is doing, is just to please Tinubu, nothing more, nothing less. Presidential fleet, because the Air Force complain and all of that. Even when you have good intentions, most Nigerians will never see it that way, because the pressing needs of Nigerians are not even be talked about. Are not be talked about by you guys. That's it. You mean that you attended a meeting with the locals and unprepared? For your information, the Air Force don't pay compensation. Compensation is paid by FCT through the FCDA, and that's it. Yeah. This government of selfish projects is poisonous, destroying poor people's property and just to better their own lifestyle. But China, that borrows money to us, will never pull down or demolish anyone's house unless you give them a consent. If the house owner says no, they will do their construction to pass beside the building. What is wrong with us? What those elements of agreement Fubara and Wike entered into illegal agreements are not lawful before any court of law. Wike is claiming to be a lawyer without knowledge. How can even the presidency stamp and agree to that? So I see the presidency siding illegality as well. Court must come in. Both Wike and Fubara must be sanctioned, and for that by the law. And the reason why somebody is saying this is because this order, or this action taken by Wike, people are talking, saying this, oh, because it's after a where after this agreement he had with Fubara, or the agenda they gave to Fubara, knowing fully well that Tinubu is really backing him. So you have to do everything possible to him to make sure that he pleases him. Wike, a worthy politician. Some of you never want the right thing to be done. If black is called white for years, must he continue as such? The same way you people, everybody is, you always saw people always talk about what really favors them. What really favors them is what they really talk about. When I heard president is mediating, I knew he will just try to implement Wike's decisions, all in that 8-point resolution where Wike's demand. So if Fubara accepted it, why then was he fighting Wike? It will be cheap to accept such. Garcia, this government is heartless. All this suffering that people that they put us into, they won't even still allow settlers to live in peace. What kind of presidential fleet? I beg. Under democratic government, 4 presidents have come and gone, yet none of them talked about relocating part of the community that has long been in existence before now. IBB thought of moving the federal capital from Lagos to Abuja. Smile, smile, smile. This is my own understanding. Has nothing to do with a presidential fleet or air force, but a sure way of land taking or land takeover by president. Ask those who were in Lagos when Tinubu was the state governor. Half of the NYC camp in Iyanoipaja. Yeah, it's all about that. It is all about that. Nothing more, nothing less. So guys, let's say your opinion and have your take on this.